Well, so we're back here at the Fada. Thanks for stopping back. And I think what we'll do is just kind of remove the tubes here. Like I said, these are all O1A tubes, but a lot of people get confused. Like this one has 3 O1A and this has 2 O1A. They think they need to find those. Those early numbers were just for the manufacturer sometimes. Almost all these early tubes are just 4-pin bases. These are all triodes. A triode is a kind of a 3-element type tube. One element is the filament. That's these 2 bigger tubes that carry the voltage and current to heat the little filament. The other ones are the grid. Now, I don't know which one's which right off the bat, so don't take my word for it here. And the plate. One of the easy things about tubes is, since they look mechanical, and they are mechanical, they kind of lend themselves to being easily understood how the amplification works. We'll go into that some other time. So I'm kind of looking for a little something to slide in there and see if I can tap the bottom of that and break it loose. Ideally, a block of wood would be really great. And I don't seem to have anything right off the bat. It's a bit annoying. So what I did was I hunted down this old piece. This is actually it's a little brush that I don't use anymore. It's just a basic little bristle brush. You can see one of the reasons I don't use it anymore is it's full of dirt. So let's see if just a couple well-placed knocks will break this loose without a fight. Yeah, looks like we're making some progress. Down here and give it a couple taps. Looks like we're making a little progress. Now what's happening is actually the case is separating here. So my mad plan to do that is not working out. That's okay. We can figure another way around this. So what I believe is happening is I'm actually tapping on this outer ring and it's trying to separate the case there. That's okay. Nothing hurt. So I squeezed this back together and tapped it, and when I did, I noticed this top is starting to come maybe apart a bit. Some of these nails are quite a bit bigger than others. Well, I'm not going to gain any ground doing that. I guess I need to look and see how many nails are in here. All the nails are on the end, so I'm not sure why. One thing I was hoping that would happen was that well, this isn't working out at all. One thing I was hoping it would happen is when I pushed the boards back, it would expose those nails and I could grab them and pull them out. These are some very tiny locking pliers, and I've sanded The nose on them very sharp, and I'm hoping I can reach in there. Yep, that worked. And just pull that out. You know, these are cheap enough. They came from the crummy tool store, so I'm not too worried about destroying them. So, let's see. So what I'm doing is I'm pushing the wood back, the bottom back. It exposes the head. Of the locking, or the nail, and I can grab it with the locking pliers. Man, that's stiff. Don't see any other way of taking this apart right off the bat. Like I said, I suppose I could continue tearing the bottom off of it. Man, that thing's nasty. Well, this is the board I really want to get off, because I got a feeling if I get this one off, the rest will be downhill. This nail is a little bigger than the others. Ow! Damn, I just don't have enough strength to squeeze that. I suppose another way I could do this is just dig those nails out of there. Wouldn't hurt anything. It's on the bottom. It's not gonna. It makes me wonder how a repair person actually dealt with this. Maybe it wasn't repaired ever. I almost think that maybe this was worked on before. That's interesting. There's a Fada logo on the bottom here. It says Fada #2, like it's branded or embossed onto the board. So be a little careful here. The problem is I can't push that nail all the way, or that board all the way back. I suppose I could get a pair of very heavy side cutters and maybe. Okay, there it goes. So I've got a hold of it now. Oh, you dirty rotten. And I'm kind of twisting it slowly. There we go. That's a lot bigger nail than those other ones that were in there. And it's a lot longer. That's the reason we're having so much trouble. That's like a finishing nail. So, trying to decide whether this, looks like there's 3 boards here. I'm trying to decide if that's one big board or. I'm looking along this edge here. I worked on this edge to see if there's anything holding it in. So I'm just slowly working my way around here, trying to lift this off. Yeah, there's another nail. Dang it. There's another one. So this edge has nails on it. Unfortunately, see any way to reach in there and get that one. Much for the locking pliers. I think I can gain you any better access into watching this. Sorry, that's just the way it is. So right about here is another nail. It actually looks like there's actually been a bunch of nails in there. Somebody's been at this, poor thing. So. Now this board, it looks like 3 boards, but I think this is actually 2 boards here and it's split. This only has 2 nails in it. And this one I might be able to push down. If I can get this very long brad out of there, that one might come out of the middle and then I can reach up under there. So we'll give that a try. Fortunately, I can't. Okay, so I got a hold of it. It isn't there, it's starting to turn. So I'm going to rotate it 360 a couple times. There we go. So it popped. No big problem. We'll just make another run at it, and that's another giant brad like that. Alright. I don't think the radio company would bother with different. There is another nail there, but it's a very tiny brad. So I've got that one up. Let's see if I can get that other nail out of there. Let's see. That nail is so skinny I can just push it out. So what do we got here? So is that glued? Or is it just stuck? I can't tell very well. So I've gained a little ground. This actually may have all been one, I don't know, I can't tell. This may have all been one big board and it just split a number of times. What do we got down here? 2 nails. Although this one's lifted up enough, I might be able to stick something soft in there and use as a little wedge to kind of help me gain some leverage on that. I'm not a big woodworker. What I ought to do is really take this over to John the Carpenter's house and let him tinker with this. He probably would. Be better at this than me. This is just a cardboard box I'm just using to kind of wedge up under there. I'm sure there's got to be a better way. This is actually coming up a little bit, which is weird. This must be 2 boards that are glued together. Gain some leverage on this and work those nails up. Doesn't seem to be working terribly well. We could try the other way. I could try and see if I could get this board to come up. Doesn't appear like that's going to happen at all. What I'm afraid will happen is that this will split. That won't be too good. And there's a little tiny crack to squeak into. See, this wood here is splitting, or that's been split, and it's just, I'm making it worse. Before I know it, I'll have 4 boards here. Dang it. Okay. That side is definitely tacked down. There's almost like a little felt foot right there. That looks like that helps hold this all down. You know, this is really weird because there are there are these little brads, and right next to them are bigger brads, and I got the distinct feeling that this might have been from the factory. I don't know. I've never seen one of these before. This case is in desperate need of a disassembly and reassembly. I don't think they used any glue on this. So let me see. Tempt fate here. If you hear a loud crack and a scream, you'll know what happened. Just isn't going to cooperate. I'm gonna get that apart. I might call John and ask him. He might have some revolutionary ideas. I know what he's gonna tell me. He's gonna tell me to drive something down and just pinch it, and it's not any big deal. It's on a place where you won't see it. I just don't want to rip it up. I'm kind of surprised this isn't screwed together, to be really honest. And there are a few more brads in there than I bargained for. There's 1, 2, 3. I wonder if I can get them to come loose on this side. Let's see. Try and protect things. So where is that? That brad is right there. Again, if I can get this to come up and lift that brad, see, that's not going to work. Dang it. Maybe can I squeeze under here, maybe? Nope. Yeah. In my younger days, this would have been off hours ago. But there would have been a lot of carnage also. I don't think this is glued. Here you can actually see some hammer marks where they hammered this in. It's kind of interesting. The small brads don't have the hammer tracks, but the big ones do. So I almost wonder if somebody had this off and then put some heavier nails in there. On this side, there's nothing real easy to get in. This side, it's on here askew, so it fits pretty tight. It's just gonna tear it, isn't this? This surprises me that it does and it doesn't. That it's two pieces of wood. I can wedge my way in there slowly if I'm careful. Ah, there we go. Now we're getting somewhere. I heard it. I need it to pop just a little bit more. Okay. That actually is trying to pull up. That big nail is really screwing me. It's right there, and it's actually, you can see the lid kind of bending. Because it's so long, it won't just pull out. It almost looks like maybe it's tearing it through the wood. I was hoping it would pull that out. Those other nails I got in there are damn strong. Well, I could just leave those wedges in there and let it sit. I think I might try that. Maybe the pressure will slowly loosen the thing. We'll try that and see what happens.